So, good evening, guys. Good evening. We are here, of course, for the big one, the North London derby, Tottenham versus Arsenal, of course, for tomorrow's game. 2 o'clock kickoff at 3 Point Lane, and looking forward to the game, of course. Looking forward to the game, of course. This is the type of game we look every when the season starts. You always pinpoint this game on the fixture list, guys, and you get noted in your calendar, or in your diaries, and you get ready for this game because when it comes to North London derby, I think it's one of the best derbies out there. Everything about it, and the thing with this derby, guys, is anything can happen. Yeah, the form guys out the window, no matter what players, what managers each team has, no matter how they start the season, no matter what position they're in as a club. The form goes out the window, and that's what makes it very unpredictable, but makes it very interesting as well. So yeah, we're here for the opposition preview. We're joined by, of course, a regular, my guy Rory. Big up yourself, Rory, bro. Representing the Gunners. How you doing, man? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to this actually. Although I was on your podcast, was it Thursday or Wednesday? So you already know my thoughts going into the game. But I thought, you know what? To give you a little bit of company, I had to come on just to even itself out. You get
Mate,
me?
I may need a little bit of backup, guys. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like that's why I call Rory involved. But yeah, we are waiting for us to Leo as well. My Hotspur. But of course, like we do for every Tottenham preview. Yeah, for a very rare Tottenham fan. I said it to him backstage. Yeah, this guy says how it is. Yeah, he knows his stuff as well. He's very fair with his opinions, I'll say as well. And of course, he's very passionate about his club. We got Robbie from Lily White Lane. Robbie, bro, thanks so much for coming back on. How you doing, man?
In the words of Unai Emery, good evening, lads. Hope that you're well. Good to be on. Yeah, it might be at 3 Point Lane this weekend, but at least it's not at the library. So should be good tomorrow. As long as we get the 3 points. Looking forward to it.
There we go, guys. Yes. And before we do start, the link is in the chat. It's in the title for both Spurs channels. Listen, I know we're Arsenal fans, but go over there and give them a sub, man, because as I said, they're very rare to find these types of Spurs fans because, I can actually sit there and say, you know what, fair play, because they actually say how it is. So, yeah, if you're not already, make sure you go and do that. The link, the title is up there. Oh, it's so easy to do. Click the blue at, and then you can go over there and sub to their channel. But yeah, also before we do start, big everyone in the chat, make sure you guys leave all your predictions down below and all your thoughts down below as well. And let's get into things, guys. Of course, I'm going to come to Robbie first about his team, and obviously you've had this is your second season now with Ange Postecoglou. Obviously in that first one, you guys, I thought we saw last season the start that you had, top of the league for for the first half of the season. And then of course you did drop off a little bit, and it was all about you guys getting maybe the top four and qualifying for Champions League and getting Champions League places. You guys failed to do that with Postecoglou, but what I will say is, watching Tottenham, I saw a different Tottenham than the one in terms of the playing style, in terms of the way how you play compared to other Spurs teams in the past. If that makes sense. And I know you've had some winners like Conte, Mourinho, but none of them really seem to do a lot of Tottenham. And I think Postecoglou plays a really good style of football. And obviously, I think he's the right manager to go with in the future for you guys. But I want to get your obviously initial thoughts very quickly, Robbie, on how you thought last season ended and sort of what's your expectations around Spurs this season.
You're more optimistic than me at the minute when it comes to Tottenham, mate, in all honesty. I think last season we started so well. I think it was a fantastic start. None of us really expected it, but you look back on that start now and I'm thinking, was it a new manager bounce? And the more time that we've spent with Ange Postecoglou, the more I've realised he contradicts himself, the more I've realised that he shoots himself in the foot, and the more I've realised that he's one of the most stubborn managers I think I've known at Spurs. Do I think we're going in the right direction? I was pretty much sure we were at the beginning of last season, but things change over time. And looking at the end of last season, the beginning of this season, I'm not too sure that they are. I think, we played some lovely football going forward, but he came out in his press conference, I think it was today, it might have been yesterday, heading into this Sunday's game, and said something along the lines of, it doesn't matter if we concede goal. And I'm thinking to myself, what sort of manager would say stuff like that? He's coming out before the end of last season saying he wants to go for the league title this year. Then he's having, 240 million splashed out on him so far at Spurs. And he's going and signing youngsters. Fair enough, build for the future. But why would we need a winger and a number 6? Are we also not going out there and signing those quality players to get us contending for a league title, which you said that you wanted to? He's also coming out before this game and saying we should treat it like, any other game, like we're playing Coventry or Southampton. And whilst I get turned up in every single game, it feels like he really, really doesn't understand the magnitude of this rivalry, which you think he would, managing Celtic before. But at the end of last season, with all his shit tactics, he put us in a position heading into that game at Manchester City where we had to lose. So you guys didn't win the league title. And fair enough, he has a go at the fan behind him, rightly so, because that guy was acting like a knob. But to have a go at all of the fans who were saying that Arsenal, or saying that we wanted to lose because Arsenal would go on to win the league title if we didn't. And he's having a go. And it's like, you've put yourself in that position, though. You don't have to put the team on the halfway line in every game. Again, I'm probably in the minority. If Leo comes as I say, he's way more optimistic than me. And a lot of Spurs fans think we're going in the right direction, but I can't see it. Yeah, we play some good football, possession-based stuff, but we don't have the players. And I think putting the team on the halfway line, playing the exact same way, game after game with no tweaking, it's a little bit stupid in my opinion. It's a little bit stupid, but I'm hoping that tomorrow things turn around. I know that you guys are missing a few players. It's at home. Anything can happen in North London derby. And again, all my opinions on the manager, on the players, all go to one side tomorrow at 2 o'clock. All go to one side. Couldn't give a monkeys about those opinions. Tomorrow for 90 minutes, 100% behind the manager and everyone that represents Spurs, so we can spank you lot.
So let me get. So you're not. So you don't see it with Postecoglou then as a manager, in your opinion?
I don't want him sacked because otherwise that's just repeating the same cycle over and over again. And I could be wrong, but I just don't see us going in the right direction. We've won 13 games in our last, I think, 32. We've kept 4 or 5 clean sheets, I think, in our last 32. And we've won like 3 times away from home in the last 15 games, not at our home. So I think that's a sustained run of terrible form. And nothing's changing about it, really. We signed Solanke, who I think is a good player, but when your manager's coming out saying, "Oh, I want to go for the league title," then you're having the money. And whilst I don't like Unique Levy, you're then spending that money on youngsters. Why not say, "Well, it's a process. It's going to take time. Not necessarily go for top 4, but we want to focus on the youth, develop them." But then you're saying you want to do this and then doing the exact opposite. So I think he contradicts himself a lot. There's definitely been positives under Ange, some of the football at times, some of the results and things that we've had. But, when it comes to Postecoglou at the minute, I just don't see how we're going forward. I don't see the stats or facts. People go, "Oh, we're smashing it. Ange Postecoglou's a nice bloke." I don't care if he's a nice bloke. So Bob, the Sunday League manager down the road. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to see the evidence with my own 2 eyes. And at the minute, I'm not. But again, very optimistic heading into this North London derby.
There we go. What do you think of, obviously, Postecoglou, the way how he plays, Rory? And obviously, I think if we go back to last season, sort of played into our hands when we played them away from home, We 3-0 up, of course, in that first that first half, wasn't it? And then I know what happened second half, we fell away a little bit, but playing that high line, and I think once again, it has your positives, Robbie, in terms of that you can create many chances, but at the same time, when you play a team with a bit of pace like we have as well, like you saw last season, it can be very vulnerable as well at times for you. So it's sort of like one of those ones, the way how he plays. But Rory, what do you think about Postecoglou as a manager? And do you see a similar story sort of in the way how he plays, last season coming into this game as well with the high line?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not going to come on here and say he's better than Emery like I did last season. I believe it was actually right at the start. So I'm not gonna downplay myself on that one. But yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I think obviously Van der Ven, I would say is their best centre back, and without him, they can't really play that high line. So perhaps if you do have any sort of, I don't know, minor injuries or long-term injuries, you kind of drop that high line back a little bit so you don't take any like further risks, especially away from home when you've got obviously Isak on the break against obviously the Newcastles, any sort of teams actually that have some sort of pace on the attack. It's all well and good doing it against, you know, the mediocre teams, the likes of the Southamptons, the Ipswiches, the Evertons, whoever. But against, you know, the big, well, not the big teams, but the teams who are difficult to, who are difficult to sort of, what's the term? Sort of stop on the counter attack. It's difficult because obviously away from home you want to be compact defensively. At the same time, you want to be dangerous on the attack, but at the same time, you want to be compact defensively than you are at home. Because obviously at home you want to win games most of the time. However, away from home you don't want to lose. So I think dropping that high line back away from home is the way to go for Tottenham. But at home, obviously, you do it against City or Arsenal to an extent, like they did last season at their ground, then yeah, I think that's when you do drop the line back at home. But again, against these mid-table teams, it could work. I think at times he is a bit stubborn. It's similar to Arteta, actually. He has got his favourites. I can't lie. We saw, obviously, Arteta consistently running Saka into the ground. We didn't buy any backup. I think the same's happened here with Tottenham. They've not really strengthened in too many positions. Yes, they've signed some kids and that, which is all hunky-dory. Yeah, brilliant. But what about now? Because at the moment, you've not won a trophy since 2008, have you? You've not won a league title since the 60s. So, so yeah, you need players for the present, I feel like, who are good enough. Solanke coming in, I'll get on to Solanke later on, but he's decent for a club like Spurs, I can't lie. But I think, as Robbie said, a 6 is, I reckon, the pivotal point of their team, to be honest. If they had a number 6, then you kind of understand the benefits of the high line that they do play, because they would have that anchor man in the midfield to control the tempo of the game. I think they need a winger as well. Yeah, they've got a winger from Burnley, I think, but again, I just don't see it. Like, you've got you've got youngsters in the youth academy, like what's his name, Mikey Moore, that right winger. Right, your fans have been raving on about him all pre-season, and you sign another winger who sort of matches the potential of Mikey Moore. So I don't understand that, to be frankly honest. But I think it's hard to say from an Arsenal fan's perspective that Tottenham are going in the right direction. But I think it does boil down, to the tactics, actually, because when you look at their first team, it's actually not too bad. It's just the tactics on display with that high line as well. I think that needs to get sorted out, and if it does, then I think they'll be all right, to be fair.
Yeah, Robbie, I'll come to you. Obviously, like, going back to the games last season, you came to the Emirates. Obviously, you got that 2-2 result. Coming to say, I think that was poor from us, dropping 2 points at Emirates. But then we went to your place. Obviously, we know what happened in that first half, the 3-0. And then the second half, obviously, sort of went into the shell a little bit and conceded 2 stupid goals. And then it could have been you could even, if we would have, dropped points there, we would have done a Tottenham. We would have bottled it ourselves against Tottenham. So, yeah, that was pretty. I mean, we took the 3 points against you going away. It's a tough place to go to for Arsenal, as we know. But what was your whole thoughts on that? Last season, that is in particular that 3-2 game at your place, yeah. And what do you think needs to change in terms of the way how he's going to play? Obviously for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I think with the 2-2 draw, we played brilliantly in that game. I thought we were really good, controlled a lot of the game. To be honest, when you guys scored your goals, we responded. And I thought your 2 goals, in all honesty, had a lot of fortune. Like our 2 goals later in the season, playing a lot of fortune. But I think, yeah, when we went to the Emirates, that was one of our best performances last season. Obviously, we didn't get the win, but to go to the Emirates where we've been, batting like I had done the local fish and chip shop for years, and just get something now, I think was good. Then obviously you guys came to our stage and it all went peaked on in that game. I just think, because again, looking at the stats, we controlled the game, controlled possession, more shots. Van der Ven had that goal disallowed. Set pieces and the system we played was the difference on that day. I don't think you guys really got out of second gear and you beat us by counter-attacking us with your pace up top. We all knew Ben Davies versus Bukayo Saka was a complete and utter mismatch. It really was. And, still go with Davies. And, the result that we expected as Spurs fans came along. Obviously, it's at home, so it hurts more. But to be 3-0 down in 30 minutes when you've dominated the game because you don't know how to defend set pieces and because your high line's been caught out, it was really frustrating. Second half, but we got back into it because of some stupid mistakes from you guys. To be fair, we had some good play, but all the good play when there was no pressure. That's one of the big issues at this football club, not just under Ange, but for years. It's all jolly and fantastic in games and in moments where the pressure isn't on us. When it's 0-0, when it's 1-0, when it's 2-0, when we're 3-0 down, then we start playing. When we're 4-0 down to Liverpool last season, then we start knocking it about like prime Barcelona and Red Bull, and playing brilliantly for 20 minutes. But where's that play when the pressure's on? I think what we need to do this season, I think most Spurs fans, there are some who, say stick by a system, and I do get that, instilling it. But for me, I'm not asking the guys to play a back 3 or 5 and, park the bus, Jose Mourinho style, but just a little bit of tweaking. Rory said it there, and a lot of Spurs fans don't say it. You need some cover for those 2 centre backs because if you're inverting both fullbacks, right, and I know Udoji doesn't as much as Porro, and if you're playing Kulusevski and Maddison, you're effectively playing 4 number 10s for a substantial amount of time during the game. So whilst you've got Romero, who is a good defender, it's just him and Mickey van der Ven. If you've got 2 or 3 pacey players attacking you, Romero doesn't have that pace. You'll get punished. So I think we need to drop the line back a little bit, just change something. Maybe do what Liverpool did. They always had Trent going forward, inverting under Klopp, and then Robertson covering the 2 centre-backs. Obviously, don't do what Liverpool did today, but they always had Robertson covering the 2 centre-backs. Maybe have 1 wing-back covering, 1 going forward. Maybe drop the line back a little bit. Play that number 6 in front for cover. Just tweak it a little bit, not completely change it. But if you're setting up tomorrow, apart from Solanke, with the same team, with the exact same tactics, and you guys counter-attack us with pace and we don't, tweak anything, we'll lose. If we do tweak things tomorrow with the players you're missing, we've got a really good chance. And do you know what? Always want to beat Arsenal, but I would love it if we beat you tomorrow because we can absolutely wreck your season. And that gets me excited. That turns me on. We could destroy your season tomorrow. We can pick up 3 points. Then you've got to take on Man City. You lose that game, then 8 points. Done. That's the title gone. But I think we've got to tweak things tomorrow. If we don't, I think we'll lose. If we do, which is unlikely, you guys are missing 2 crucial midfielders. Maybe not Odegaard with what Lego Ed's coming out and saying, but you're missing, definitely Declan Rice, potentially Odegaard. The players that we've got, if they're clinical, maybe we get a result. Maybe we beat you guys, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm hoping, that we tweak something tomorrow.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, injury for Arsenal. We've got quite a lot of players out. One of the main guys is Odegaard, obviously the captain, looking like he's still going to be. I don't think he'll make the game tomorrow. I'll be honest. I don't think
Yeah.
I meant to.
Although it was funny because Arteta in his press conference did not rule out Odegaard for the game.
I think that's mind
still-
games, mate.
It's got to be mind games.
Yeah,
It's mind games.
yeah, but still, like,
You know,
I
I mean,
thought
look,
it was
you never know. Like, if he turns up, he turns up, and he's in the team. Amazing, you know. But
Arteta has done that before.
yeah,
Who was it? I swear he's done it before. I can't remember who it was, but it might have been Jesus or someone.
someone like that. But
Yeah.
Odegaard, I'm going to presume that he is going to be out, and that's going to be a massive blow for Arsenal because we have to tweak the midfield. Obviously, as you mentioned, Robbie, rightly so, Declan Rice is also suspended. So there's a chance that I've seen a little bit of rumours. I don't know if they're really like, you know, sort of concrete rumours, but now wary, the 17-year-olds maybe could be in for a start. You know, making his Premier League debut. His first Premier League start, I should say, against Tottenham. Still only 17 as well, so we could play him, or he could maybe bring back Kai Havertz, you know, back into the midfield, do something like that. But yeah, we're struggling with injuries. You know, as I said, Odegaard will most likely be out. Rice is suspended. Our new signing, who we signed, Mika Marino, got injured in training, and he's out until October now. Calaflori, you know, he's a bit doubtful for the game, so there is a few injury concerns for us. But you know, looking into you guys as well, what's it looking like in terms of injuries for Tottenham?
I don't think we got any at the minute, to be honest with you, mate. We were missing Solanke for a couple of weeks, but Ange said that he's all fit unless he's bullshitting and playing mind games, which you see a lot of managers doing heading into these type of games. Van de Ven should be all fit and ready. I mean, the one thing I worry about is him popping his hamstring off to, you know, have to track back and sprint across the field to catch Saka because no one else is doing it. But yeah, players who were injured should be back. Everyone looks pretty fully fit, to be honest. So we should be all good when it comes.
Is Basuma back?
Yeah. What
yeah.
Basuma?
Basuma's
Yeah.
back,
Oh, is
yeah.
he back?
Yeah, it's no laughing.
I thought he was unavailable.
No, he's all good. I think he was suspended for the first game against Leicester. I mean, he might be injured. You guys might know more than me, but from what I've seen, it looks like everyone's pretty much fully fit.
Robbie, I've got a question for you. How much you miss for Charleston, says Wookie?
How much of a miss for Charleston? You know what? That's going to be the difference in the game, mate. We ain't got pigeon up top to finish those chances. No, I mean, how much of a miss is for Charleston? I think we'll cope without him, to be honest with you. I think we'll do all right without him. He wouldn't be starting anyway. It'd be Solanke, and then I don't think he'd start on the week. He's more for number 9 anyway.
It says on FotMob that Basuma's got a knock apparently, and he's doubtful for the game. So
fantastic then. So we have got an infant.
Obviously,
out of all the players to miss, though, I mean, I don't really mind him not being in this game. He's not the most aggressive player.
But who's going to play 6 for you lot then?
We don't play with a 6, I don't think. I think a lot of the time we play with 2 8s and a 10 or 2 10s and an 8. So it'll probably, I'd imagine, be Kulu, Maddison, and maybe Sarr, Bentancur, Archie Gray. Yeah. I mean, he's getting banned in a week as well, to be honest. So.
Yeah, Archie Gray, right? He's like, how old is he?
I think 19. I think he's 19. So he's young player. It's one of those, you guys must have it with, I forget his name. What's the 17-year-old you mentioned?
Nanwari.
Yeah. It's one of those, do you want to throw him into a game like this?
Yeah.
North London derby with the amount of pressure on him, you know? Because if Nayeri, I can't pronounce his name, pulls it off, and Archie Gray comes in and does a good job, hero, you know, at the football club. If it goes tits up in these sort of games as well, yeah, I think it's quite risky to play youngsters or, you know, players who haven't really got the game time.
Yeah, baptism of fire, innit? If that doesn't go right. But honestly, I would be excited to see Nwaneri if he does start, but I just don't see it. I can either see Havertz playing in the 10, or we could go with Trossard in the 10.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. Not in the 8 role, but in the 10. And you know what? I've got a feeling Trossard will actually excel in number 10. I really do. Because he is better centrally, so it might not be it might not be the worst idea to play him there. But I think it's gonna be Havertz, I can't lie.
Yeah, so do I, to be honest. Seb, mate, evening, bro. Hope you're well, man. And yeah, we've just been talking about obviously this game, the big one tomorrow. But yeah, I'll get your initial thoughts, Seb, on obviously how you're feeling going into this game.
Well, listen, these games, I hate the build up to these games because the finish, it's easy to get very pumped and excited, but if it doesn't go your way, it's awful. And I would actually be very confident if we had both Rice and Odegaard available, but the fact that we don't, I do actually think evens it up a little bit because we do still have the solid defence and we do still have the killers up front, but the midfield is going to be quite slow, and that does concern me whether it will be overrun. However, they're also missing a couple of players. I think Basuma is a doubt and Richarlison's out, but Van der Ven and Solanke are going to be back, so that'll be a boost for them. Ooh. I think it's probably going to be one of those games where we're going to have to concede a lot of possession and trust our defensive abilities, then catch them on the break and also try and get them from set pieces, a bit like what we did last year at the Lane. I think it's probably going to have to be another one of those. I think it will probably be another one of those. But yeah, obviously, without your key players, it's difficult and it's going to be much more difficult. But we can still win. Don't get me wrong, but we have to play the perfect game as we always do.
If we lose, Seb, yeah, obviously we're going to get all the backlash as always. Tottenham fans celebrate like they've won the league title if they beat Arsenal. We won't at the end of it. But not just that, obviously, if we do lose this game after dropping points to Brighton as well, we know who's next, City away. So I think it's nothing but 3 points.
I agree. I think it is. Or I think the bare minimum will be a point from this and a point at City, which will only leave us 4 points behind, which still keeps us in it. But if we can't draw tomorrow and lose to City, we can't do that because that will put us out of it. And 2 losses will obviously put us out of it. But yeah, I think this is definitely without a doubt a must-win game because the margins are so small now to beat City to the title. These are the games we've got to turn up. You've got to be going to those places and winning. And I have always said, if Tottenham beat you, then you don't deserve to win the league. I have always said that. So this is what we've got to do. And yes, we've been unfortunate with injuries, but that's part of football. You've got to deal with it. And this comes back to the summer, why we didn't expand the squad as big enough, and we should have done. Like if Smith Rowe and Vieira was going, a replacement should have been in. But there was none. None. See that gets me. And plus, if Odegaard was out injured, he clearly was injured because he picked up a knock in that Brighton game, and he got taken off. So why did he go? See, I've been arguing about this. But he's in the rule. You have to go.
I think the club needs to take responsibility there.
Yes, 100%, 110%.
Yeah, rather than the player. I don't think it's the player's fault that.
Definitely.
Because I swear he's the captain of Norway. No, so he's got to go. Like, whether it's meaningless or not.
You're not fit, don't go. You've got far more important games to play. Did he know what was coming up or something? Like, can't go. See, that's what gets me. Is that Phil Foden sneezed with a cold, pulled out. Cole Palmer, slight knock, pulled out.
Starting tonight.
And Solanke weren't really fit. They were making sure they're fit they need you for the derby. Out you come. You see, why can't we do the same? This gets me. And for everyone who says, but you have to go if you're being called, it's in the rules. No, it's not. Everyone else does it all the time. Pep and Fergie especially. So why couldn't we do it? But sadly, it's happened now. We have to get ways around it. And If you've got a squad that you can trust, and if you trust this young kid Wanrieri, then give him a go. Give him a go. I probably do think it is a bit of a risk to start him in this game, but if we were to start him and give him at least 45 minutes for the first half, I'd honestly not be against it, because then I can say, okay, fair, you've tried. But if you're going to trust these kids, then if you're going to trust him, then now is the time when you've got to show you trust him as well. And also use your squad more, because the thing with Arteta, he doesn't like working with a big squad. He always wants a small squad, which is fair enough to some extent. But you've got to realise the season's long. You're in a title challenge. You've got more Champions League games, and you've got to compete in all 4 competitions. You can't do all that with a squad as small as us. We've got the smallest squad of 22 players registered in the Premier League. Smallest squad. Now, this is where really he earns his money now, because look, he signed this new contract, fair enough. But now we've got to be seeing him deliver and seeing him justified to why he did it. And it starts today, and it starts tomorrow with Tottenham.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Starts tomorrow. And this is where if you've got your options and you've justified why you didn't sign that, then you've got to show it now.
Yeah, nah, spot on, Seb, for sure. Robbie, bro, what's the Tottenham, in your opinion, you predicted lineup looking like for tomorrow against Arsenal?
I think it will be the same back 4 that we've gone with for the last year, really. I think Vicario in goal, Porro at right back, Romero and Van der Ven is centre back partnership, and Dozier at left back or left wing back, staying with Porro. I think the midfield is the midfield's going to be the interesting one. Basuma with a knock, will he start? Will he not? I didn't even know anything about that one before coming on the stream. So if Basuma isn't fit to play, I think he will go with Kulusevski and Maddison with 2 number 10s in there. I don't think he'll give Archie Gray a go. He signed all these youngsters, not really giving them the game time. I think he'll probably go with Pape Matar as a slightly more defensive midfielder. Because if you're going with Bentancur, Kulusevski, and James Maddison, we might score 3, but we could concede 5 with how open our midfield's going to be. But front 3, I think Solanke will start up top. I think Son on the left wing is likely. Right wing is interesting. I don't think we have many good options on the right. We could go with Odobert, who's more of a natural left winger on the right. We could go with Brennan Johnson. Please, God, no. Could go with Timo Werner. I mean, that's even worse. So, I don't know about what we're going to go with on the right. Yeah, I'd love to Timo Werner, honestly. But, Solanke, Son, and Johnson, I think, is what we'll go with up top.
Just out of curiosity, yeah. Obviously, Arsenal fans, we rated the window around the 4 or 5 out of 10. What did you rate the window as a Tottenham fan for your business?
Probably 3.
3.
I would say I'd say so. I think we've done some good business in getting players out, clearing Deadwood out. But I started thinking to myself, why every summer do we need to clear out Deadwood? It's because we keep signing Deadwood. We keep bringing in players, youngsters. Some of them turn out, some of them don't, because we don't sign the proven players. We're taking gambles. So I think we did an all right job clearing out Deadwood that we caused ourselves. But anyway, we got rid of them, made a bit of profit, fair enough. We brought in some youngsters for the future, good. But we didn't, apart from Dominic Solanke, bring in any players for the now. We needed a quality winger, a quality striker, and a quality 6. Solanke, really good player. Is he a top quality 9? We'll have to wait and see. Didn't get that winger, didn't get that number 6. They were positions we needed. And as I say, when the manager said he wanted to go for the league title, why are we not going out there and signing those players? Either you're contradicting yourself or you're lying, one of the two. But again, so I think the window was pretty poor for us. I think the window was pretty poor. Personally, as I say, you guys will know more. But I can't get my head around why you didn't sign a striker or haven't. And it's almost like, last summer I was hearing every Arsenal fan going, striker. And it all sort of calmed down in your fan base from what I saw this summer. And I genuinely think, and I know Havertz has done a good job, if you got in a top quality striker, you'd win the league. Because what was it last season? 1 or 2 points? You got Sterling, who I think, if he plays in this game, could be good. You've got some quality players. Your defence is the best in the Premier League. I hate to admit it, but it is. Players missing this weekend, but Odegaard, Declan Rice, you've got quality midfield, Thomas Partey. You just need that one striker. It's that final missing piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
I just think if you got it this summer, you'd win the league. I think you've made some good signings, Calafiori and players like that. You guys will know more about your club than me, obviously.
I mean,
yeah.
we don't sign forward players, let alone strikers at Arsenal under Arteta. I think we've only signed like 3 or 4 players under Arteta. Trossard, Jesus, Sterling on loan. Am I forgetting anyone else? I don't think so.
Willian.
I don't think Havertz counts, does he?
Willian.
Jesus.
Willian, oh my God.
My
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, so 5 forward players we've signed under Arteta. The rest have been either midfielders or defenders.
It's not good enough.
I'm telling you, if we would have got Gyökeres this summer, then I think we would have got over the line.
Definitely. And Neto, the guy you.
We're doing that stuff again now. He's gone Chelsea now, I said, mate. Yeah.
He was telling me that Neto's clear of Kudus.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Do you know what? I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. I think if you were going for a winger, I think Neto would be great for you guys.
Yes,
exactly. I think Kudus is a great player.
I think Kudus would have been better.
They're both great players. I'd personally go with Neto. But those sort of players, just like I wanted, Spurs to go for them, you guys must have been talking about them this summer. Your Gyökereses, your Eze's, these sort of players.
Yeah, I wanted Eze in the summer, and I wanted. I kind of wanted Rafinha as well.
He was available. They were all available.
Yeah.
I mean, Neto 60 million for no.
Is this going to be a combined 11, or is this just going to be the Arsenal? Is this going to be the Arsenal predicted lineup for this Sunday?
That's funny to be there. There we go.
It might as well be a combined 11 because we'll have 11 Arsenal players in here.
If it is, try and do it excluding.
What are we doing? Are we doing it based on availability, or are we doing it based on?
It's better to do it based on availability.
Availability.
Because,
Availability.
All right. Anyone in the chat as well, tune in. Let us know your thoughts. Combine 11 down below. But let's start with the goalkeeper, Vicario or David Raya. Robbie, talk to me about Vicario, bro. First and foremost.
I think he's a fantastic shot stopper. I think his distribution is brilliant. For a first season, he's done so well. But he's got that Achilles heel, which is command in his box. I just think he struggles with that. I think if he could command his box, he'd be rated even higher than he already is. Personally, again, first player already, I'd say David Raya gets in. I think, a couple of mistakes last season, but I just think Vicario with set pieces, being a little bit stronger, cost us so many goals. If he doesn't cost us those goals, not personal target for me, but do we get top 4? Whereas Raya, you look at him as a goalkeeper, especially, I watched that Villa game a few weeks ago. Some of the saves he was pulling out in that game, the one he pulled out against Wolves as well. So, yeah, I think Vicario is a quality goalkeeper, but it's just that Achilles heel that I don't see with Raya.
I agree. I do agree. I do rate Vicario very highly. I do think he was a great signing, for you guys. I think he's.
Of course, he's saying this.
Okay, maybe.
Italian bias.
Maybe a bit of bias.
So he is, to be fair, a good keeper.
Decent goalkeeper.
He is, to be fair, a good keeper. But I'm happy about Raya.
I think we all know that David Raya, Golden Glove winner last season. As Robbie rightly said, that save he made against Villa, that save he made in Wolves. He's started the season fantastic for Arsenal. So
yeah, I reckon he's been one of our best players.
Been one of our best players so far. Yeah, Raya.
But at the same time, it is worrying. Like, we're going for a league title here, and in these 3 games, Raya is arguably one of our best players at the moment. I can't lie.
Yeah, that just means everyone else needs to step up. But it is early days. But
now
comes for true test. Now it comes.
Yeah, very true. Right, let's move to the defense then. We go to right back. Obviously, Robbie, you got Pedro Porro. We've got Benny Blanco. What are you saying for this one, in your opinion?
I'm going to say that Pedro Porro should go in. Now, I know I'll probably be outnumbered, and Ben White is a quality defender. I can't deny that. He does his job brilliantly. But I think Porro is almost the all-round package as a right back, and I think he'd be given a lot more credit as a player. He's already given loads, but a lot more if he wasn't playing in the Ange Postecoglou system. Because defensively, he's hugely improved. He showed it last season. Very rarely gets a booking. I don't think he's got a red card at Spurs. He's disciplined. His tackling is fantastic. And one thing that I see with him that I don't see with Ben White, fair enough, different sort of roles in the teams, he's capable of scoring absolute bangers. He scores more goals than Brennan Johnson and Timo Werner, you know. He's a fantastic goal scorer. He makes runs through the middle, as I say. He's been a quality inverted fullback in Ange's system. I think he'd be even better overlapping. So I'm going to put Pedro Porro forward in this one. I think statistically as well, he's been fantastic. And yeah, we concede a lot of goals, but again, I think that's a lot more on the system than some of our players in defence. Ben White, I think, is a great player. Very, very. What I would say about Ben White, I don't think he does anything necessarily spectacular or amazing, but he guarantees you almost a 7 or 8 out of 10 every week. He's a very solid defender. Whereas Porro might occasionally produce a 5 or a 6, but he'll also occasionally get you that 9 or 10. Is he as consistent? But no, but is he more capable of doing unbelievable things? In my opinion, yeah. So I'd go with Porro, but again, I get Ben White, and Ben White's a good player.
I hear it, man. I think that's very well put, you know, and I do rate Porro as a player as well. I think I'm rating more in terms of offense, though, in my opinion, going forward. I think he's better than defensively. But for me, Ben White, I think is absolutely quality, and I'll just edge it for Ben White. You know, I think last season was one of the best right backs in the Premier League, and ever since he transitioned from centre back to right back, he's been phenomenal. You know, where he goes forward, it overlaps, can actually cross a ball as well. You know, I don't see many fullbacks can actually cross a ball properly like Ben White does. So I think he's very good player. And even defensively as well, he doesn't get caught out. There's not really a game I remember where him up against a winner that he's really got caught out by. On top of my head, really. You know, like he's very, very consistent. So
maybe Matoma a couple of times, but
the last game against Brighton.
Yeah, maybe.
But other than that, I mean, look, he's really consistent as a player, and I think I'll just edge him over Porro. What do you Arsenal fans think?
I would also say Ben White. Porro, I think, is great going forward.
Yeah,
but I think at the back he is quite suspect. Well, Ben White is solid. Is solid. That's why. But Porro is a good player, but I just don't think his defensive work is good. That's why.
It's not as good as Ben White's.
Yeah.
There we go. Right. 2 centre backs then.
Well, Saliba's in, so we don't have to debate that one.
That's a given.
Saliba definitely in.
Yeah. I would say Saliba and Van der Ven. That's what I would say. Now, I think Gabriel last season, in my opinion, that's his best season at Arsenal. And I've watched him for a few years at Arsenal. And for the first couple of years, he wasn't great whatsoever. He was making mistakes quite occasionally, in all honesty. But I think having that partner of Saliba next to him has made him a lot better. He still occasionally gets caught out, which I don't really see with Mickey Van der Ven. But fair play to him. He's been quality. You guys last season were the best defence in the league. And when you look at our stats, we concede a lot more goals, obviously because of the players in the whole team, but also because of the system. I think you put Mickey Van der Ven in that Arsenal team with that Arsenal system, he does a better job than Gabriel, in my opinion. I think he's the all-round player. He's got his recovery pace that he uses, obviously in the Ange system, but his tackling, how precise he is, capable of going forward, as I say, he's versatile, can play at left back. I would have to put him in there. I think Mickey Van der Ven's been so good for us so far, and he's absolutely smashed it. And I'd have to get him in that combined 11. If you guys have got 3 Goonies in there already, man, got to get Mickey Van der Ven in there.
Well, I mean, this is what I was thinking, right? I was going to put Gabriel in and then put Van der Ven left back. If that's what you're thinking about doing, but
play Udochi left back.
Yeah, I was gonna put Gabriel.
Yeah, but still,
Give him
I feel like Van de Ven's got to get himself into this team somehow because a doggy has been injured, hasn't he?
Yeah,
So
yeah, times at the beginning of this season. But I think as a natural left wing back, I look at your guys' left backs. That's probably one of the only real weak points in your team. Whereas Destiny Udoji's been quality for us. It was last year. But I'm going to pass it over to the man, the myth, the legend as well, Leo, to back me up on this.
Big
Yeah.
up, Leo, man. My guy, my
homies.
hotspot. Leo, big up, bro. How you doing, man?
Yeah, bro. I was about to sit down and eat some food and I seen that you were already streaming, bro. And I'm like, what happened, my homie? So I apologize for getting here late. I thought I had some time.
No worries, man.
But
Yeah, it must be the time difference, man, because we must got the times mixed up or something. Because I know you're obviously over there in the States, but what time is it for you, like right now, anyway? In the States?
it's about to it's 10 to 1.
Okay.
And so I think I might have got it mixed up. But anyways, we're here. I am a bit bummed out to see that Pedro Porro is not the right back there, and you guys have Ben White. Now I haven't heard anything. Like I said, I just popped in and I'm seeing this here, and I agree with Robbie. Big up Robbie, by the way, my homie. I feel a little bit left out, man. What's going on? Can I get a reasoning why you guys put Ben White there instead of Pedro Porro?
because Power is good going forward, but he's not so good defensive. Well, that's why Ben White is proper solid.
the position is
Yeah,
right
okay,
back.
fair,
Ben
but on
White,
the flip side, but on the
get
flip
an 8
side,
out
I
of
could
10
say,
every week.
okay,
I think if we were playing three at
okay.
the back, then yeah, Porro would be
Yeah,
right
you
wing
always
back.
get
but
an
I
8
think-
out of 10 every week from him.
It's very close. I'd say,
Okay.
between those two, man.
Well, I have
Yeah,
to say, you guys, we're going to have to try and keep the parity even because I think Pedro Porro would be an excellent shout for right back. I know that defensively, maybe Ben White is probably a bit better. So I definitely agree with why you guys have him in there for that reason. However, have you guys not seen the foot that Pedro Porro has on him and the goals that he could score on him? I mean, that goal, the goal that he scored for us, that alone could put him in there for starting, but. How are you guys doing?
Bro, I can't wait, man. I actually can't wait. Listen, Leo, bro,
Yeah.
before we continue with the Command 11, I want to quickly get your initial thoughts on this game, right? And then we'll continue with the Command 11 because for me, obviously, North London derby, we know, I think the one thing that Tottenham fans and Arsenal fans can agree on, is one of the heated and most best derbies out there, in England for sure. The rivalry, the fans, it's just brilliant. And at the end of the day,
The best one in the Premier League without
form goes out the window. Yeah, no matter what position
in England, without a doubt.
Yeah, I agree. But no matter what manager, no matter what players, where position we are in the league, the form goes out the window, man, and anything can really happen.
Yeah.
But what's your initial thoughts, Leo? Obviously going to this game tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right, bro. Exactly right. Everything that you said. I was lucky enough to be at this fixture last season, so I hope it lives up to it. I know we got beat last season, so we have to definitely respond at home. I don't remember the last time you guys beat us 3 times in a row at home. So I don't want to even see that happen this weekend. As far as the lineups, I mean, as far as like how we're going up to this game, leading into this game, I think both teams right now are at a weird spot, right? You guys have the injuries to some pretty key players. The midfield is definitely going to be more up for grabs, but on the flip side, that's where we're kind of really inconsistent on our midfield, right? I couldn't even begin to think, Josh, who is going to start in the midfield for us. It's a toss-up, right? I'm going to have to find out just like everybody else does an hour before the match when they come out with the lineups. I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm honest with you, I can't even pick up an ideal 11 for my team going into this game, and it kind of feels like the same thing with you guys. Do you guys have your guys' set the squad now that you guys have all these injuries that you guys have to deal with as well? So with all that being said, form definitely goes out of the window when it comes to this game. I know it's cliche to say, but anything can happen when the ref starts the game. However, I do think if Spurs want to have any type of fighting chance, because like I said, the caveat, I was there last season. You guys deflated the stadium really fast, right? And that was
Yeah.
definitely hard to watch a bit of for the majority of the game. Hearing you guys scream and chant way louder than us, and so I can't even explain how key it is for Spurs to jump out ahead on an early goal. Because if we don't, I think you guys can definitely get an early goal, and that'll set the tempo to this game, which is what we do not want. Have you guys controlling the tempo, especially at our home. So if I was to say, Josh, the thing that I'm most concerned about, it would be because I look, I'm confident whoever's in our lineup, we're going to be able to get chances off the bat, bro. We're going to have the crowd behind us off the bat, and I think the energy will favor us off the bat. This is just because it's at home. And with that being said, I think if we can create some chances, man, and finish them, like I said, I don't know who's starting up front. I don't know if Solanke's getting the go ahead, or if Sonny or who's getting it, but yeah, if we could get an early goal and get out ahead of you guys, that'll be key, my homie. But
No, very well said, man. Very well put indeed. And yeah, we just obviously, as you rightly said, bro, like sort of both our midfields, we don't know what's going to happen in there because we're missing Odegaard, a captain, ankle injury, international break. We know we're missing Declan Rice, suspension. He got sent off in the Brighton game. So, obviously there's a bit of doubt with you guys with Basuma as well, if he's going to make it. So,
but not to cut you off, bro, but what you get when you have Odegaard in the lineup, and what you get when you have Rice in the lineup. You could throw Basuma in against you guys, and I don't know what the hell he's going to be doing. You could throw Bentancur in against you guys, and I don't know what he's going to do. Right? Madison the same. I don't know what these players are going to do. So, I mean, at least I will give you guys that, bro. You guys know what you guys are missing out on, and your team knows how to use it, right? As to us, I don't know my best three for my midfield, and even at that, bro, is that the most consistent? So, it definitely hurts you guys more. In my opinion, it hurts you guys more.
Yeah.
Your guys' injuries and the short, how they just came up out of nowhere, it's gonna hurt you guys more than I think Spurs' inconsistency and will hurt us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. For sure. Listen, guys, let's get back obviously to this combined 11. We are on the centre backs, Leo, now. Obviously, we're talking about Saliba, Van der Ven, Romero, Gabriel. So Robbie said he's gone with Van der Ven, right? Alongside Saliba.
I prefer Kuti instead of Van der Ven. But that's just my opinion. I think if we were playing a makeshift game and we had these players in there, I think Saliba. Well, hold on, I take that back, my homies. It'd be a left-sided center back, so I didn't see that part. So I guess we're gonna give it to Van de Ven. Just Arsenal because I didn't notice he's on the left-sided of the center back. So yeah.
What are we saying, Arsenal fans?
I'm sorry, I cannot leave Gabriel out of this team.
Gabriel, mainly because of the partnership itself, and
for Mickey Van der Ven.
I know Gabriel.
I think Van der Ven is brilliant, and I'm not taking that away from him. But if we're basing this on, goals and assists, ever since Gabriel moved to Arsenal, no other centre back has scored more goals than him. So he can score goals from set pieces. He can defend as well. I wouldn't say any centre back is quicker than Van der Ven. Like, his pace is ridiculous, but I reckon it's very close. But I think Gabriel does edge it because although Van der Ven's more, I'd say, a Saliba type where he's calm on the ball and he's not as rash as Gabriel, but I think I would just edge Gabriel. I think he's.
This is one of
Can I just go ahead and say something real quick? Because you brought up a good point there, Robbie. You said, Rory, sorry, no, you said you're basing it on goals. Why you would pick Gabriel? Because he's been contributing on set pieces and getting the goals. Well, that's the same argument I just brought up for Pedro Porro taking Ben White's spot, and you shut that down. And if you want to go Saliba, I'm pretty sure Cuti Romero has more goals than Saliba. So with that argument, Cuti Romero could be in there, arguably.
No, no.
And I'll give you if you want to take both center backs. I mean, you got to put one Spurs player in there, man. It's a combined 6. I mean, it's a
You're
combined
having
11.
Udochi, Leo.
No, but the point is,
Now,
right,
this would be my argument. This would be an extra argument for me because I'm looking at Gabriel. Right? No doubt about it. The last couple of years, he's been cracking, especially last year. He was fantastic. But would Gabriel be that same player without Saliba? Maybe he has improved. Maybe he would, but you don't know. We saw before Saliba came in, Gabriel was making constant errors. Would Van der Ven be that same player without Romero? Yes, we've seen in games without Romero at Spurs, even in the German league, as I say, you know, at Wolfsburg, he's done it no matter the person next to him. I think Gabriel's been hugely improved by Saliba, and don't get me wrong, he's done great. But I would say that Mickey Van der Ven, for me, has to go in because he'd do it no matter who's next to him. He's consistently good, and occasionally Gabriel can make a mistake. How many mistakes have we seen from Mickey Van der Ven? For me, he's got to get in there some way.
Well, this is what I'll say.
I see what you're saying. I'm trying.
Could we change formation and play a back 5? Have 3 centre backs?
Yeah, I mean, like this is.
No, listen. To be fair, what Robbie's saying. Listen, the season before Saliba came in, we had Ben White next to Gabriel, and that was actually very good. That worked well. The only time Gabriel was making mistakes was when he had Rob Holding next to him. When he had Jakob Kirill next to him, he was much improved. When he had Ben White next to him, when he moved inside, he was very good. It was only when he had Rob Holding next to him when he wasn't. He was.
Yeah. Also, what I will say is, I'll say Saliba as well. If like when Gabriel is out of the team, Saliba's not really the same player, I'd say.
Yeah, well,
I can say literally the same.
I don't think we've really seen Saliba without Gabriel, have we? Have we seen it?
Or in a couple of Europa League matches.
Oh yeah, the start of the season. Start of last season.
Yeah, so I feel like whenever Gabriel's out of the team, Saliba's not really the same player either. So hence why I think both of them complement each other brilliantly. And
that's a fair point. That's a very fair point. What I would say maybe then is because all you guys, give me your thoughts on this, right? Both of our midfielders, if we're basing it off availability, are quite poor. We're missing some. Well, as I say, we don't have a consistent midfield, like Leo said. We don't know what to expect. As I say, it's like a box of chocolates. We don't know what you can get. And you guys are missing some crucial players. So just a suggestion, maybe play 5 at the back, 2 in midfield, 3 up top.
You can try.
I mean, this is why I suggested maybe Van der Ven as a left back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or we could go for it at the back.
Do you want to do that?
Like this? A 5-2-3?
Just as an idea, I mean, you guys, as I say, give me
I don't know. We could still go with the traditional 4-3-3, but play Van der Ven at left back. This is why I suggested, because I think Doggy has been injured.
Only for a few games this season, though, and a few last. I think he's been.
Has he played many this season?
Yeah, I think
for me,
I can't lie. I can't lie. I like him going forward, but I think defensively he is a bit suspect.
Who's your guys' left back right now?
Well, I mean, we signed Callum Corey, he's not played.
Oh yeah,
I was going to give you Doji. Yeah,
Udochi for me goes in.
Yeah.
I would have gone Saliba, Gabriel, and Van der Ven at left back. That's what I'd have gone for. Or if you're so adamant on putting Porro in there, I would have put him as a left back as well. I know he's not a left back.
The entire Spurs defense.
No, this is good. I mean, I can agree with this, you guys. The thing of it is to try and make a combined 11, right? Not just a lopsided 11. So, I mean, there's ways we could work around it so where we could definitely, I mean, because the aim of making a combined is to, I mean, essentially make a good team out of both of our squads. So, I mean, if we could go 5 at the back, that'd be dope. I think Udogi is showing to be a pretty good left back. Defensively, like you guys just said, he's a bit suspect.
But so is Zinchenko for Arsenal, our left back.
Yeah, but like, come on, he's not really our first team left back at the moment.
Yeah, he's not. So can't say it.
Yeah, we have about 7 left backs in this current team.
Where's Calafiori?
For me, Tim ain't played enough at left back yet for me.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. I
be
reckon
fair,
that
I
towards the end of
think-
the season, there could be an argument for him.
Yeah.
I actually think Calafiori is a better left back than a Doggy, or I don't know. He's not played left back often, but I think as the season progresses, I think we could see a debate between a Doggy and Calafiori next time we do play each other, obviously.
Yeah, in January.
Yeah, I think I would want to see your guys' Calafiori more in the Premier League, because we've seen Udogie last season and now bits of this season, so we know at least he can do it in the Premier League. I'm not saying Calafiori can't. I'm just interested to see and eager to see how his play translates to the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, he's quality for Italy in the international break.
Yeah, he was very good there.
Yeah, against France. So I'm looking forward to seeing him, but I just don't know if he's.
I'm only thinking the back 5 because you guys, if we're basing it off players available, you don't really have an out-and-out sort of attacking midfielder. Our midfield's all over the place. So with the lack of midfield options and the debate we're having about the defence, I don't think we'll have that same debate about the midfield options for the guys, the players that you guys have and the players that we have. And then obviously a front 3 is what both teams play with. We've both got some fairly good attacking options.
I think we can all agree on the back 5, guys.
Yeah. I mean, could I just point something out as well, right? Regarding the point that Leo made about Gabriel and Porro scoring goals and all of that, yeah? Right? My point was pretty clear that Gabriel not only can score goals, but he's defended so well. Like, I don't remember him picking up many red cards. I don't think he has picked up a red card since that Man City game 2 years ago. I don't remember him picking up a red card.
Well, he got one at Leeds, but then he got rescinded.
Yeah, but that doesn't really count, does it?
Then he got rescinded, rightfully rescinded, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's more of a composed centre back than he was in the past. I'm not saying he wasn't good back then, but he was. He had a couple of them bozo moments. It's fair to say. But yeah, this is basically what I'm saying, right? He can score goals and defend. The point with Porro and Ben White is good at going forward. I wouldn't say he's better than Porro going forward, but he can obviously defend better, and he's good going forward. So I feel like as a right back, because the position is right back at the end of the day, I feel like he is better as an all-round right back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, fair point. Let's go to obviously the midfield. So yeah, we all agree on this back 5 now. Yeah, there's no issues there. Let's go to the midfield. With quite a few injuries, but currently we've got Partey.
There is one issue, Josh, but I'm not gonna make it an issue. I will agree with you guys, but I wish I had a fair chance to defend my homie Cuti Romero as to why he should be in there against Saliba. But we will move on. We will move on. I'm just letting that know, because if any of my homies see this on replay and they just heard you say, "Okay, we can all agree," no, we're moving forward, but we don't all agree.
He wants his boy Romero in there, man. He wants his boy Romero in there, but there we go.
He's the best center back in the world. I mean, Gabriel plays for Brazil.
No, he's not
one of the best.
No.
Best in the world.
I'm being honest. That's what the best player in the world said.
The best
player in the world.
He's not.
How many World Cups has Saliba won?
Oh, here we go.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly right.
Well, come on. So.
Just want to know.
Mustafi has a World Cup.
Mustafi's won a World Cup.
We will.
Mustafi's won a
We will
World Cup.
definitely.
And in that time, you had Alderweireld and Vertonghen, who were really good too.
Yeah.
And Mustafi won a World Cup. They hadn't. So that's one arc. So I don't think you can say that.
Yeah, but Mustafi.
We will move on, Josh. But like I said, we do not all come
this is
to
the
a
same
100%
Romero
agreement.
that conceded 3 goals in that final.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for Martinez, then
We're talking about now. We're talking about now.
Yeah, but right now, this is the same guy that
wasn't in that World Cup.
dominated by 37-year-old Jamie Vardy.
No,
the season. You couldn't keep him quiet. So how is he the best centre back in the world?
He's not.
Look, I would agree with Leo.
He's a
that
good
he's the
centre
best
back
centre-back
now.
in the world. No, but I
But
definitely
he's
think
not the best centre back in the world.
I definitely think an argument can be made because yes, Mustafi technically won a World Cup with Germany, but he wasn't consistently playing for them. Romero's been consistently starting for Argentina at every international tournament, been consistently producing, played a huge part in clean sheets. And I think in the system that we play, as I say, it makes him look a worse defender than he actually is. But I get that it's 3-on-2 with this one, and Saliba's a quality defender. I'm not going to deny that. He's fantastic.
Yeah, of course.
He's made a huge impact. We've got Van de Ven and you don't, Sheehan, so
Yeah,
it's all right.
yeah. Yeah, like I said, we can definitely move on.
Realistic here. You can't have 3 Tottenham players in there in the defence. Sorry, to replace arguably the best defence in the league. It's just it doesn't feel right to me.
But that's what it is. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to you. That's the thing. Is it does it? That's we can, like I said, we can all agree on it, but this is all just personal opinions, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
But let's move to the midfield, guys. Obviously, they're not on availability. There's be no Odegaard in this, no Rice, no Basuma for you guys. We obviously got Partey, Jorginho, you guys, Maddison, Bentancur, Sarr as well. So what are we saying for the 2 midfielders? I think I'll give you Maddison in there.
Yeah.
What, centre mid?
Yeah, it's going to go Maddison and Partey.
Yeah,
I can agree.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Maddison.
on paper, you would think James Maddison for Spurs, and so that's why, I'll go James Maddison. I guess kind of by default, right?
Yeah, but as a centre midfielder, don't know about that.
Yeah, but
I would have said Scott as some balance.
He's a centre midfielder.
No, he can play central,
Yeah.
He can play central, but at the end of the day, if we're looking at like an actual team, you've already got a back 5. He can be the one who pushes on a little bit. Partey stays further back. I think when you're looking at our midfield options, though, like Leo said earlier in the stream, you could pick or choose. I could nominate Bentancur or any of them, but I don't think any of the other midfielders you guys have available would get in over Maddison for me.
No.
But Partey goes in there all day long for me.
What about Sarr? Is Sarr? I remember you came on.
Yeah, I would have gone for him actually.
Player.
Yeah.
For some balance, like Maddison can play there. As a 2,
that's a good word that you guys just tossed out is for balance. I'm honestly more inclined to say we should go Partey and Sarr in the midfield instead of Maddison, if I'm honest with you. Just because, like we will have the wing backs there. I don't know how much they really would do, right? Being Ben White and Udogie, but I mean we will have some width with them. And I think maybe for argument's sake, it'd be more interesting in this lineup to see Pape Maté Sarr.
He was very consistent last season as well, Sarr. So I'm happy with Sarr in there, and I think Partey goes in there. I think he's better than the other.
So Maddison, you guys want out, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say Sarr.
I kept him in, but it's
said it's a good point.
His fair opinion, but I would have kept Maddison in. I really like Maddison.
Yeah, I think he's a border as well. But
I just would much rather go with what I know from Pape Sarr instead of what I don't know from the inconsistencies of James Maddison.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Maddison is mega inconsistent. He can have a 9 out of 10
in a 5.
Like he's even like, look, just to be honest, just to kind of put it into perspective, because I mean, I wouldn't expect you guys to know this, but even he's kind of been relegated from our set piece duties. A lot of it has fallen onto Pedro Porro and other players because James Maddison, for me, he's just like there's something there about him that's off, bro. And Pape Sarr for me is definitely more consistent in what he's been doing. Even this season, he hasn't had the best of season, but if I'm honest with you, he's been consistent at what he's doing. And the kid's got an engine on him.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, Sarr and Partey, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Now the front 3 guys.
I think the two flanks we can agree on, Saka and Son. Surely.
I was worried you were going to say like Saka and Martinelli or something.
Martinelli.
I'm about to leave this
Well,
stream.
to be fair, 2 seasons ago, then Martinelli would be in this team.
Now,
but
now with this, I was actually, if you actually wanted what I was actually going to go with, I think I've
Trossard.
shown this to you, Robbie. I would have had Saka and Son, yes, but I would have had Son down the middle and Trossard on the left. That's what I actually would have gone with.
But I don't think he's a striker though, Son.
Probably
He
not.
played there a
but
lot last
year,
season.
Probably not.
He played there a lot
Yeah,
last
but
season and when he did score
I would
15
have done
goals.
that I would have done that.
What
To be fair, I
attacker?
don't really want to put Son in here on
What
second floor.
attacker Spurs fans do you want to see in there?
What was that?
What attacker or attackers would you nominate?
Yeah,
to
well,
play?
I mean, homie, our attack is even fucking more. Sorry, is even more inconsistent than our midfield, bro. So,
No,
I mean,
that's
the only one. My homies, look, the only one I'm honestly inclined to say is a shoe into this one, and I'm giving it to him based on just his stature at the club is Heung-min Son right now. Let's be honest, even Trossard coming off the bench has been key for you guys. You players like Saka I mean, without him, your guys' team would suffer a lot. So, I mean, he's one of those players that has to be in that lineup as well, too, right? And so, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys and non-biased, Son has to make it just to balance it out, I think, a bit. But not only that, deservedly so. I'd put him out onto the left-hand side there on the wing. I personally don't see him as a striker. But look, when he plays there for us, he does bag some goals. Was it last season or the season before that he challenged Mo Salah for the Golden Boot? And so, that's because he's a freaking he's got a beautiful left and right foot. But for me, I think maybe you guys can offer a better striker up front. I mean, who else would I put? Richarlison? Well, he's not even playing, so
That's we're all forgetting a legendary player up top right here. I don't know why we're
Timo
not talking about Timo Werner. What's going on?
Timo Werner.
Hey? Timo Werner, Brennan Johnson, Heung-min Son. That should be your front three.
It should be, but
Oh yes, I wish they played for Arsenal.
No,
But yeah, I'll go
think
Son on the left and then Havertz through the middle. Actually, that's what
I
I'll
really
go
like
with.
Trossard. I really like Trossard. He's one of your players in all of this.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys know your team better than me and what I've seen.
Me too.
It's been really good, to be honest. But I think Trossard,
Yeah, but-
every time I've seen him coming off the bench, he's made a massive impact. He's scored goals in big games, even in the Champions League. I think he's a really, really quality player.
He's massively underrated. Massively.
Yeah,
Trossard
I
is-
agree with that. But what I will say is, when he starts games, I don't think he has enough impact as he does when he comes off the bench. Hence
That's a
why
good point.
I would give you Son on the left, and then I'll then go Havertz through the middle.
I hate to say this, but Havertz and I don't know why it just blanked me, but the guy we're just talking about, or probably
Trossard.
my favorite, Trossard. Yes, Trossard and Kai Havertz are probably my two favorite players from your team. So I would not mind seeing either one of those two occupy either one of those spots, as long as Heung-min Son makes it in.
Yeah, Son will be in there, I think.
Oh yeah, Son.
I think
It's interesting that you've not tried to debate about Solanke being in there.
I don't know. Look, I want him to score 4 goals against you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
But do I know that's going to happen, Rory? I don't, my guy. You know what I mean? So it's still like I said about Calafiori to you guys. It's still very early for me to try and have him in contention to one of these squads where we don't know what he's going to offer to this game yet. We know what these other players can offer to a North London derby or a bigger game because we've seen him play in your guys' team and in our team already. As for Solanke, I seen him for one game a bit and he got injured. So maybe for next time we have this argument, Rory, maybe I am going to be sticking up for Solanke a bit more because it could be a different story when we see you guys come the end of the year.
Does Son, in your guys' opinion, is more suited to down the middle or on the wing? Spurs fans.
That divides opinion. He just told you on the center. I think go ahead, Robbie.
Sorry, Leo. Yeah, I think like Leo says, and it splits opinion in a lot of the Spurs fan base. Watch a lot of Spurs streams and stuff on YouTube and Spurs YouTubers and stuff. And everyone I talk about with this, some say playing as the 9 up top, some say playing on the wing. I don't think he's the player that he once was. He's still capable of producing world class things, whether he's on the wing or up top, though. And I think he's played on the wing for most of his career. So I personally think he's better there. Do I think it works in Ange's system? Maybe not. Sometimes it does. But yeah, I think he's played on the wing his whole career pretty much at Spurs. So I'd have him there, and then Havertz, Trossard, whichever one you guys want to stay up to.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, I'll go Havertz because
I go Havertz myself.
Yeah, he's played through the middle more than Trossard recently. With Solanke, right? I don't know what it is. It's just I've got a strong feeling that he's not going to score many goals for you lot. And look, he scored 19 goals for Bournemouth. That's great, but for Bournemouth, like it's all well and good doing it for Bournemouth. But when you look at the rest of the team, how many of that team score more than 5 goals? So, look, for 60-odd million, I could be wrong here, but I don't see him scoring more than 10 goals for you lot. I really don't. Because we saw players in the past, like Jack Grealish, Aston Villa, brilliant for them. Went to Man City for 100-odd million, and it didn't work out. I can even cast my mind back to Aubameyang when we were crap. Yeah, we were crap, and he carried us to an FA Cup. But when we started to sign players and get better eventually, and we were going up, Aubameyang got frozen out. I'm not forgetting anyone else. Zaha, to an extent, he was crap at United, but at Crystal Palace he was brilliant. So
Sparkley at Everton, I think, as well.
Yeah, that's another one. Lukaku's another one as well, banging in goals at Everton and didn't work out at Man United. So I'll be very surprised. I'll be the first one on here if Solanke scores more than 10 goals this season. I'll be the first one on here to say, you know what, I got it wrong, and I've patronised myself. But
what would you attribute that to? Is just lack of service, lack of quality finishing, or
no,
I'm interested to know, because from when I see Spurs, we have tons of opportunities, bro. We have tons of balls that end up at the edge of the 6 that, to no avail. Nobody's at the end of them, and we do have some excellent build-up play sometimes. And Spurs in recent years have lacked the ability to pick a lock, right? And in order to pick a lock, you need somebody at the end of a ball as well. Not just the beginning of the assist, but you need somebody at the end of it. And now we have a player like Solanke. Richarlison is the same thing. I think if Richarlison is fit, he's bagging more goals than Solanke, right? And that's because I think he knows the system a bit better, but we're definitely going to be getting service into these guys. So if when I hear people, and I'm going to take, and I'm saying this, like when I hear people say that maybe he'll struggle, I think then, well, is it because it's going to be of a lack of service? Because we're going to get him service. And if he gets the service, if he doesn't bag him, then that's because he's not the quality of a finisher, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it boils down to the fact, obviously, you're a better football team than Bournemouth, so you're more likely to share the goals around in attack. So I just feel like with Solanke, right? Yeah, you'll create chances, but again, he's gone for 60-odd million. The pressure's on to perform week in, week out and bang goals for you lot. Whether or not you want top 4 and challenge for a title, I don't know. I don't decide your standards, obviously, but
of course.
Yeah, I just think with the likes of Maddison and the attacking options you've got on the bench, you've got obviously Son as well, who's always capable of having a moment or two. I just think Solanke isn't really going to get involved too much with the goals, if that makes sense. I just don't. I mean, we're forgetting he didn't really work out at Liverpool and Chelsea.
Right,
He was
right.
he was really, really poor there. You brought up Leo Richarlison, who went to your club for 60 odd million and didn't work out.
Mhm.
And I reckon both Richarlison and Solanke are similar players statistically, should I say. So I just think Solanke's not going to work out for you. Like, I really don't. I could be wrong, but
I get what you're saying, bro, and I definitely, I mean, I definitely understand that. My thing is if I could get 10 goals out of Solanke, 10 goals out of Richarlison, 10 goals out of Heung-min Son, maybe 4 goals out of Johnson, maybe another 3 goals out of Werner, then I'm good with that. 'Cause I don't want another
you know,
Harry Kane type situation where I'm relying on this player to score 20 plus goals. You know what I mean? So if the goal load is mixed up, you know, and shared amongst the front three and midfielder players, because there's no reason why James Madison can't score 10 goals himself, man, if I'm honest with you. So if there's a way to spread the goals around, then I think maybe 10 goals is not a failure and is a good season, right? It's worth it to go after a player like that. Only if the surrounding cast is up and about 10 goals itself too, you know?
yeah, I mean that's why I was sort of a bit apprehensive about Solanke in January, because I remember us linked with Solanke in January. It was just rumours at the time, but I was like, nah, he's not the right striker for Arsenal. He's a striker, but yeah, at the time he was banging form. But for Bournemouth, as I said, it's all well and good scoring for Bournemouth, but for big clubs, when you have a big move, I don't know. It just doesn't work out often. So I just think, again, I could be wrong, and I hope I am right. We could be coming back to this video. I could be clipping this, and
Yeah.
all of that. But I just think with the amount of players you have that are capable of scoring goals, with this kamikaze football that you're set out with, I just think you will score. I think more attacking players will score more goals than him. I can't lie. Well, that's just me.
One thing we didn't really speak about Solanke, and why kind of just dawned on me when you said the kamikaze style football. In order for us to have a successful kamikaze style football, we're going to need a player like Solanke to start pressing and leading the press off, which is something that he did really well in his last club. So, look, even if he comes into Ange's system and it was brought more to help, you know, the press and help maybe us not relying on the speed of Van de Ven and Cutis Romero's braveness and brashness, if I will, you know what I mean? Like maybe if we could get our defense starting up front with Solanke, maybe then he was maybe brought. Maybe there's a bigger picture other than 20 goals a season.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure, guys. Absolutely for sure. Listen, that's like my 11 right there. You know, Raya in goal. We went with a back 5 in the end. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Van der Ven, and Udochi. Partey, Sarr in the midfield, and then the front three: Saka, Son, and then Kai Havertz. Can we all agree on
I mean,
this?
you've got to be happy with 4 players, surely.
I could make arguments as to why this team could be split up even more, homie. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, wants his boy Romero in there so bad, man. He wants Romero in there.
No, hold on.
Wait,
There's
what about the manager? Should we do the
You guys
manager?
could take the manager. You guys could take the manager. I don't even want to argue with you guys.
You can have Lego, Ed, yeah? You can have Lego.
Yeah.
Do we Mikel Moreno or Mikel Arteta?
Right.
Yeah, go on then. We'll take Arteta.
Yeah.
I mean, let me ask you this: would you have a problem giving it to Ange?
I mean, he's a good. I do rate him, and like we had this conversation before you came, Leo. Right? Robbie's a bit unsure whether he's the right guy to obviously take you a lot forward. But I wanted to, I was going to ask you the same question. Like, what have you made of him? Obviously, last season you guys had that great start. You know, then you obviously dropped off a little bit towards the ends. But what do you make him as a manager? You know, how do you think he's done a good job so far? And do you think he's the right guy to take Tottenham forward?
Look, man, I feel like I am much more it's much more exciting watching this style of play. It does suck to give up the lead. It does suck to lose a game at the end of the it does suck to lose is in the manner that we have, to give up the draw to it sucks, man, that we go up, we they end up tying us, or we go down. Yeah, it is what it is, but the football is much more entertaining, bro. It's much more entertaining. um I'll even go much more to say, I'm glad my club has changed a lot more ever since Harry Kane left. Like, it's just we needed a new identity, and whether or not it's the right philosophy, we're getting a better identity as a squad, and we're doing it because of our manager, right? He's a winner, whether or not people want to admit it. I mean, he's won everywhere he's went. Jose Mourinho gets applauded for that. Everywhere he's went, he's won, right? I mean, granted, he's won Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, yes, but this is his first time in the Premier League, right? And I think if you want to see him succeed, and I do, we need to give him time. I don't see our team any worse than what it was last season. I see it better. Our club, our squad is thinner than it was last season, but our team is a lot more, I think, more cohesive. We got rid of players that we needed to get rid of. You guys, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Ndombele situation that we had. We had a player that was our record signing, sitting on huge wages, that was just getting loaned out to club after club after club, and we finally got rid of him. So the identity is changing, and with that, Ange Postecoglou has brought about a new philosophy, a new mindset. And it's going to take time for all the players to adjust to it. He started doing this with other players that were brought in for a different philosophy, got rid of, like I said, he didn't get rid of, but had to see Harry Kane leave. Eric Dyer left. Højbjerg is now gone. We've shaken up our squad so much, right? And these are just growing pains that are essential if my team wants to be, and I hate to admit this, where your guys' team is at, further along in your guys' road, then I have to go through the bumps. You guys went through them, right? And I know that, like, managers don't get that much of get that much of time anymore, but there's always got to be these outliers that do get the time, and I'm hoping that is Ange Postecoglou, because I do see good things. I do see positive, whether it's kamikaze style or not. For me, you're looking at a guy that's a very prideful guy, a guy that's going to fight to the end, right? Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm going to fight to the end. And that's what I'm seeing from my manager. Whether he's right or he's wrong, he's sending out his players to fight. Whether or not the players are right for his system, that's a different story. It's going to take time for him to get his ideal squad. And this is not an excuse. This is the reality of it, which is why I brought up Harry Kane and all these players leaving, because he's had to make room for what he wants to bring in. And a lot of us fans at Spurs, a lot of us are upset and going at each other because some people want this and some people want that, and the philosophy's wrong. Some people don't want to have this manager, but I'm one of the people, bro, that are more relaxed about it and say, you know what, bro, I'm so done with all the drama and the BS, bro. I just want to see my club move forward, bro. I don't want to be stuck. Jay-Z's one of Jay-Z's most famous verses for me is I'd rather die being a giant than to die lying dormant. And that's what my club was doing, was just being dormant, right? And I would much rather see my team die trying to be a giant, which is a quote. One of our biggest quotes is, we're going to aim high, and even if we fail, we're going to do so, aiming for glory, right? We're gonna fail aiming high than to succeed with low standards. And I live that philosophy in my life day to day, and I try to spread that to my kids. So when I watch my team do that, it resonates with me, bro, and I'm all for it, homie. I want to see that go because I could see the potential. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Nah, bro.
Sorry for the mini rant or whatever.
No, bro. Very well said, man.
Homie.
No, very well spoken. Very well said.
You make a lot of good points, Leo. And look, I said earlier in the show, as to say my thoughts on Ange Postecoglou, I don't necessarily want him sacked, but I have a lot of doubts about a number of different things. But I hope more than anything that you're right, that this guy's successful at this football club, like any other manager. And it's one of my big problems. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but with modern day football on social media and stuff, there's certain fans, and again, I could name names and things, but I am generalising when you look on X and these social media platforms. Certain fans in every fan base who it feels like they want their opinion to be right more than they actually want the club to succeed, whether that be on a manager, whether that be on a player. And again, I have my doubts about Ange Postecoglou, my doubts about certain players, but tomorrow, when Tottenham Hotspur are on that pitch, I'm 100% behind this club because it's the club that I love. And I think the amount of people who are just so against, or they have their agendas or opinions on players and managers, and it's like they're more eager for those opinions to be right than their club to succeed and those players to do well. It's like I have my opinions on Ange, and I hope I'm shut up by the end of the season. We're lifting a trophy, and I say fair play, and I'm celebrating because I'm a Spurs fan, you know. And yeah, again, I've gone off on a tangent about something slightly different to what we were talking about. But the point I was getting to was, no matter the opinions you have on managers or players or things, tomorrow means everything. 90 minutes as a Spurs supporter, those opinions on everything about the club go to one side, and we are 100% behind those players to go out there and smack you gunner mugs. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
We have many of them in our fan base because we are the third biggest club in England, isn't it? So we have many of them fans where we just don't get behind the team for 90 minutes. Luca, but yeah. Yeah, so
listen to him.
We have many of them. So and I get bloody apoplectic about it. Don't you worry. It's just frustrating me. You don't back the team, just don't support the club. It's as simple as that. And then and then you criticise if things don't go right. But until then, you back your team for 90 minutes, or else you're just not a supporter. It's just better way of putting it.
Yeah, I have some of my friends that are in the YouTube community, bro, and it's you kind of touch on it. Like sometimes they're just so miserable and hate the club so much, and I'm just like, man, like just see it for what it's worth and just get the joy out of your club, back your team. Like they say, back the team, not the regime. It's cliche, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't watch my team to support Daniel Levy. I watch my team to support the Spurs, right? And I want my team to succeed. So doesn't matter who, even if for some reason Ange Postecoglou decides to give the nod to Timo Werner, I'm gonna scratch my head and wonder why. But I mean, every time he gets the ball, I'm gonna cheer him on.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure. Listen, let's get into the score predictions, guys. Let's do our score predictions.
No.
I'll come to you, Robbie, first. How you feeling, man? Score prediction for tomorrow.
8 score predictions.
I don't like predicting scores for these games.
Yeah,
I really don't like predicting scores for these games. But I think, look, in all honesty, as I say, I said to you guys earlier in the stream about my doubts about the stubbornness of the manager, occasionally not tweaking the system, and I think it will cost us a couple of goals tomorrow. I think with our high line, the quick players you guys have up top. Yes, you are missing the midfield, which I'll get to in a second, but you've got Saka still, Havertz, Trossard, Martinelli, if he's fit, I'm not sure he is. You've got these quick players up top going out our high line. So I think he will score. Maybe one from a set piece, one going through our high line. But I think with the absences you've got in midfield, if we're aggressive in this game, if we use the home atmosphere to our advantage, because the atmosphere tomorrow will be absolutely rocking. It really will. And if we score the first goal, get that place up for it, I think we can win the game. I really, really do. I think we might concede 1 or 2, but if we get that first goal, get the fans behind. Well, they'll be behind us anyway, but don't turn them against us by conceding 2 or 3 in the first 30, like last season. I think no Declan Rice, no Odegaard, as I say, Dominic Solanke up top as that vocal point. I think it's so hard to predict because I'm not going to predict us to lose. It's at home. The atmosphere is going to be rocking. I think if anyone's going to win it, it will be us. but I'm going to say 2-2. I'm going to say that we score first, you guys equalise, you guys take the lead, and then we get a late equalise. So I'm going 2-2, but I hope I'm wrong that Tottenham Hotspur go on to win the game by 5 or 6 goals. That'd be great. They wreck your title dreams. It'd be great.
There we go. Big up Robbie, man. And Leo, bro, over to you, bro. What's your score prediction saying?
Yeah. I mean, just to caveat everything the homie said, we need to score first. I'm confident we will. I think Sonny will always. Sonny, I think, is on a 5 game goal score streak against you guys. So this could be his sixth. And so I'm fancying Sonny to score one. I think if we're gonna beat you guys, we have to put 3 up on you guys. And so I'm going for Spurs to win 3-2.
Oh,
Goals. There we go.
Yeah, we have to score goals on you guys. I don't think we could put. And I say that because I know we're gonna leak a goal or two. Exactly everything that Robbie said on a set piece. Everything Rory said on a set piece. You guys are dangerous. Robbie said right now, watch the set piece. So yeah, you guys are gonna score some goals, my homies. And so if that's the case, we need to score a little bit more. I'm going 3-2.
There we go. Arsenal fans, I'll come to you first, Seb. Score prediction.
I'm not going to lie, that midfield does worry me a little bit. Ugh. But at the same time, we have to take our chances when we get them. We don't always do that, but when we do, then we can kill the game off. But so far, we haven't really been doing that so far this season. And I do actually reckon, because under Arteta, we usually seem to go through a period where we were more preserved, and then when we're scoring for fun, and I just don't think it's going to come yet. And obviously, even losing Rice and Odegaard in the midfield makes it even more difficult for us. So I'm going to say 1-1, but we have to win. I really want us to win, but I just really do fear about that control we might lose in midfield. So I'll say 1-1, but I really hope I'm wrong, and I hope Arsenal win. But I'm going with my head. I'm saying 1-1.
All right, fair enough.
Hey, before you go to Rory, I had a question. How are you guys? How have you guys been possession wise throughout the season? Have you guys been dominating possession?
the last 2 games, we've not really had much.
Brighton had more than us, didn't they?
In the second half, eventually.
Yeah, most of it was because we went down to 10 men, obviously. But Aston Villa, I think, did they have more possession than us?
I think Villa did as well. Yeah,
because I know Spurs have had quite a bit of possession this season. And we've been scoring. I mean, we've been putting up a lot of chances. So, and I just thought about that now when Seb was saying, about the possession in the midfield. I wanted to see just how you guys, for my own sake, how are we going to be stacking up against you guys? Possession wise.
yeah. Rory, bro, your prediction? How you see the game going?
I think it's going to be a cagey game. I can't lie.
Yeah.
As Seb said, with the midfield and that, we could lose the battle, but at the same time, we do have a lot of experience. And regardless of the unavailable players we have in midfield, Arteta obviously will get this team pumped up regardless. Like, even if Rice and Odegaard were playing, Arteta would 100% get these lot pumped up for this derby, because although he's not Arsenal through and through, he bleeds Arsenal and he knows what this North London derby means. So he's not going to allow Arsenal to go out there and get dominated in the midfield like that. I feel like, as I said, we do have the experience in midfield. We still do have the attacking players, but there's the odd day where you just can't tell whether we are going to finish our chances. We finish our chances, I reckon we will score at least 2 or 3 goals if you're playing that high line. I think if we play with pace, it could be an interesting contest. It really could, because Jorginho and Partey are known for popping balls over the top to the pacey players we have on the break. So I think because, again, we've got to rely on the likes of Jorginho and Partey's legs to not obviously gas out after 60 minutes, because if it's 0-0 or if we're chasing the game, we might be in a bit of trouble if Jorginho and Partey have gassed out by then. But I've just got a funny feeling that we're going to win. I don't know why. I really don't. But as I said, it's going to be a cagey contest. So I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal.
Oh, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
I think we might either score from a set piece or we get given a penalty. Because it's frequent nowadays. North London derbies, penalties.
Yeah.
It's penalties galore every time in North London derbies. So I think we might get a penalty or two. My head's saying that Son will score to put more misery on what happened last season against Man City. He'll miss that chance, but then he'll score the exact same chance tomorrow against us.
We forgave him pretty quickly for that miss, mate. I'll tell you that. Oh no,
that's written in the stars.
You know who?
That's written in the stars. But I think we're going to win 1-0, and I reckon Sterling will come on and score.
I was just about to say, you know who worries me the most out of your squad is Sterling, and I was trying to get that in.
Against you guys, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he loves to goal against us, bro. Yeah.
So if he starts, which I would, by the way, through the middle, then I think it'll be an interesting game, despite with our injuries. I think we can still go out there and get 3 points. I really do.
Yeah,
because we've got the experience in midfield, and then we've got the players on the break. So,
yeah, bro, I've got an course Arsenal win as well. I agree with you. It's gonna be, as always, it will be a very tight game. There will be goals in it, as it always is. I think every North. Have we actually? When was the last time we had a 0-0 North London derby?
2000 and we did 2009, I think it was 2009.
Years. I was 2 years old then. Years ago, bro.
I think I was 2 years old
when we were down to 10 men. We were down to.
I was in my dad's underpants at that time.
That was the last time there was 0-0 draw. So yeah, there's
I remember that. I remember that match very well.
But I'm gonna go for 2-1 Arsenal win. I think it's gonna be one of those ones where we take the lead, Spurs equalise, and then we get the winner towards the end. But
we are forgetting that we are in the black kit. We rarely lose in the black kit. We're ready for your funeral.
I don't know what's up with that.
This is the first time we're ever wearing the away kit against Tottenham, Seb.
I've not known us to ever wear a away kit. I've known Tottenham to wear a away kit against us once when they wore that kit when we beat them 5-2. Yeah. That's the only time I've ever known us in this fixture.
I don't like it. It's weird, isn't it? It's very weird. I mean, it's just we can't agree on a lot of Spurs and Arsenal fans, but I'll tell you 3 things that we can agree on right now. Both teams should wear white and red in the North London derby. That Chelsea are dickheads, and that you guys are going to flop the league this title. Flop the league this title. Flop the league title this year. I can't even get the words out.
I mean, I am hearing that for the North London derby at the Emirates, you'll have to wear your away kit as well.
Yeah, they have to do the same when they come to us.
Yeah.
That's weird, though. I don't like it. It should just be white and red for the North London derby.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, this rule. It's terrible.
There's no
PGM are watching spared. So.
It's probably the sleeves, isn't it?
It's because of all the white.
No, but hold on a minute.
Last season
at the Emirates, we played in red and white, and they had a full white kit.
Yeah, and away from home.
They had a full white kit against us, and they got blue on their kit.
Yeah, away from home as well. We wore the red and white.
Yeah, we always wear our
Always
home
do it.
kits in our
Always
game.
do it.
There's no need to change that. It's tradition. There's no kit clash. As they
Exactly,
say.
tradition, man. You know, you're associated with white, we're associated with red. Like, keep it like that. You
That's
know,
it,
why we got to
that's
wear the
it.
away kit against you guys? But
Plus, we have blue on our kit now, so
that doesn't make
what
sense. It doesn't make sense whatsoever.
what difference does it make?
It
So
doesn't
you
make
guys are wearing the Lynx Africa kit, yeah?
Lynx Africa kit, yeah.
That's the way to know it.
Yeah,
There we
the
go.
funeral kit.
But guys, listen, we're gonna wrap this up. Listen, it's been a great stream, if I'm being honest. Before we do go, I want to shout out everyone's channels. I'll start with you, Robbie, bro. Please shout out your channel and where people can find you, man.
Yeah, Lily White Lane, if you do want to check it out. All types of Tottenham content. Josh, it's been great coming on, as I say. It really has. Seb, Rory, Leo, great to talk to you all, as I say. And yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings, eh? See what tomorrow brings. I would say good luck, but not for this one, lads. I wish you all the best.
Pick up Robbie, man, but pick up yourself. Leo, bro, my homie, man, over there in the States. Absolute real one.
Yeah.
Loving the vlogs over there for the rappers as well.
Yeah.
Keeps fascinated with that as well. And also Tottenham content you do as well. But if you want to shout your channel and where people can find you as well, bro.
Yeah. So my name's Leo from the Mile High Hotspur. I'm part of Colorado Spurs, and I'm a diehard Tottenham Hotspur fan. And my channel basically just is an expression of me hanging out with my homies, because basically I just vlog and show you guys times with me and my friends. I was actually at the Rapid Stadium earlier helping paint the tifos, because I got involved with them painting the tifos and stuff like that. And they have a match here later on today. I'm taking, I think, about 9 of my Colorado Spurs friends with me to go watch the match. And then tomorrow, early morning, 7 a.m. here in Denver, we will gather to watch the North London Derby. So, yeah, guys, I offer a different point of view on my channel. I'm usually in the comments in this guy's chat here, but it was definitely a different to be on this side of the channel today. I just want to say, Josh, I appreciate everything you're doing, homie. You make it a good space for Tottenham fans that want to come and get, their daily dose of Gooner, if you will. Because for me, I like to keep up on different teams, and this is definitely my go-to place to find my Arsenal stuff, if and when I ever need any. And so I appreciate you always keeping it 100 with me, my homie.
Nah, thank you very much, Leo, bro, for the kind words. Really do appreciate that, man. And listen, guys, as a man said, go over to the channel. They're both Robbie's channel, Leo's channel. They're both in the title. Literally, so easy to do. You know, you click their blue at, takes you right to the channel.
Cheers.
Subscribe.
Sorry for being late, bro.
No worries. It's just a time difference, man, isn't it, man? It's just this time difference over there, the UK and the States. You know, it's gonna get.
I'm glad I caught it though, man.
Yeah, no, it was great to have you. You know, it was brilliant. You know, I think it was, as I said, a great stream. I know the Command 11 got a bit heated at times, guys, but eventually we did agree on it all. I know Leo still wanted his Romero in there, but
it's all opinion at the end of the day.
It's all opinion.
Seb wanted Pedro Neto in the combined 11, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so if you wanted Pedro Neto in the cover that, you wanted Pedro Neto on the right hand side.
Well, you know,
That's it's all opinion.
Oh, fine.
What about Bert Leno?
Yeah, okay, but we haven't got time to debate all that. You'll be here all day with me.
All day.
Lads, it's all opinion, but we can all agree that Romero should have gone in there. Thanks for watching. Cheers for having me on. Great stream. Big up.
Seb, Rory, you guys got anything coming up, Arsenal wise, or?
Well, I've got match reaction tomorrow, pre-recorded, so I'll probably do that. Other than that, yeah, I don't think anything's. Although I've actually got a video processing at the moment, so yeah, that should be out soon. But yeah, I'll be doing a match reaction pre-recorded on my channel tomorrow, and yeah, see whether I'm smiling or whether I'm fuming and keeping away from social media for the time being.
Yeah. I liked your video from the other day when you went on your rant when you found out that you had to hit the key injuries to your team, bro.
Oh my
I
god!
watched it right there on that TV eating some food, bro. You had me laughing, bro.
I was livid. I can't lie.
Yeah, you were,
Oh my
homie.
days.
There we go. But guys, it's been a pleasure.
I'll definitely not be wearing this, by the way. There's no way I'll be wearing white for that North London derby. No, no, no.
But anyway, guys, thanks so much for everyone who tuned in today. It's been a pleasure as always. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, match day, watch on, match review coming after the game. And
Did he freeze?
I swear that's happened like 3 times already.
Thanks
You've
for
not
watching.
played the
And,
stream, but he-
hello. What's going on with our throats?
No, you're fine now.
Oh my god.
I tell you what, man, it's going so
It
well.
sounded like a
It's going
police.
so well.
Well, that was
Literally for an hour.
Are you the celebration police? Hello,
That was
hello,
quite
hello.
funny.
Literally for an hour and 51 minutes. Yeah, it had no issues. Yeah, no freezing. And as
Right
soon
at
as we
the
wrap
very
it
end, freeze.
the stream's so good, the bloody StreamYard don't want to let you end it, Josh. That's what it is.
up, yeah, it's been so fucking late. But anyway, guys, is it okay? Yeah, of course, bro. Yeah. Drop me a DM. Drop me, big up yourself. AFC always, bro. And thanks everyone else who tuned in the chat as well today. As I said, tomorrow we're back match day. We'll see you there. Come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you
Come
Spurs.
on, you
We
Reds.
are winning this game tomorrow.
Romero should
oh,
have
no.
Apologize to Lee Gunner before we.
No,
No, he wasn't.
No.
This is a
no,
Stan
no.
Kroenke geezer that I accidentally
behave.
timed out.
Oh, behave.
I enjoy watching Lee Gunner too, though.
Oh, for goodness sake. He says bad things about you guys as well.
You guys all say bad things about us. It's all good.
Everyone says bad things about
Yep,
us.
it's all good.
Trust
There
me,
we
that
go.
man's the biggest troll on the planet. Oh, he's all.
No, lads, you need to get world-class managers in like Deschamps. Yeah?
Oh, Luca. Yeah, what was Luca on that one, homie? Where is Luca?
Emergency meetings. Pathetic.
The chomps, mate. Didier the chomps. Wow. But anyway, guys, come on, you Gunners. We're getting out of here. North London's red. Always will be red. And
Or North London is black.